G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for the start of a video series I've been meaning to do for a while now. This is my guide to getting all of the hardcore achievements. So, why are we here staring at the "You Are Dead" screen? Well, I'm pretty sure you can guess, but this is what happens when you think to yourself, I can run past that aether fire, it'll be fine. This is what happens when you decide you're going to go attempt the ancient totem in the warden's basement. This is what happens when you decide to do the things I'm going to warn you against doing in this guide. I want everyone to take a screenshot of this and set it as your desktop wallpaper. I want you to print it out and put it in your wallet or poster it on the wall behind your PC. Remember, this is what happens when you try to be a hero. We are here for the hardcore achievements, and you can't get the hardcore achievements if you are dead. Don't try to be a hero. Now, this video series will also serve to be a leveling guide for the Death Knight class. And wait, before you all break out the pitchforks and torches and start mumbling about witches and burning, okay, hear me out. Death Knight is not the only option for this. I have designed this leveling series to work for any soldier. If you want to do a Warlord, it'll be fine. If you want a Witchblade, it'll work fine. If you want Commando, Warden, Blade Master, Battle Mage, all of them, it'll work fine, okay? We're doing physical, force wave, it works with soldier and anything. The majority of our points will be going into soldier skills and mastery bars. Even at level 100, we're only going to be using about 30 points in skills from the Necromancer. Most of the points will be spent in soldier or mastery bar. You can easily sub in any other mastery you like. Now, that's not to say that this will be the best way to level other soldier combinations. Just that it'll work and you'll be able to get to farming at 100. Make whatever build you like. The masteries with physical resistance shredding in their skills will be best, so it's going to be Death Knight, Warlord, Witchblade, and Battle Mage. All of the others will work though, they'll just do a little bit more damage, but they will have other support options in their secondary masteries. For example, a Commando you would think should be a fire build. No. Physical, Force Wave, Commando, and you'll have the best circuit breaker in the game. You just won't have a physical resistance shredding from it. Regardless of any of that though, pick whichever one you want. I'm going to be showing Death Knight, but when we take our second mastery, I will show you how to do the other options as well. And I've made an entire video on why Death Knight is the best first class for a hardcore character. Everything in that video is still true today, that's why I'm doing Death Knight. I also made a video explaining a lot of what we're going to be doing in this series, as well as a rough outline on the leveling process. It should be up around the same time as this video, maybe a little bit before, but we'll see how it goes. And now that we've got that out of the way, and you've taken a screenshot of this and set it as your desktop background and put it in your wallet, and printed it out and put it on the wall behind your computer, let's go make our character. So, I've named this guy Memento Mori for a reason. This is Latin, it means remember that you will die. And that is something you do need to remember in hardcore. So, hardcore. For those of you who've watched my other series, you may have seen some people commenting, why can't I play my character? I died once and now it's gone. This is why. If you don't want one life and then your character is gone, uncheck this. You won't be able to get the achievements, but maybe you just want to see how to play Death Knight, how to level 1. This you need to have on if you want the achievements. If you don't want the achievements, turn it off. Then you don't have to worry about having your character deleted when you die. Name your character whatever you like. I like the idea of a Abaddon. Male or female, doesn't matter. Veteran. This is something I thought long and hard about. No, I'm kidding. This is easy. We're doing hardcore achievements. We turn this off. Veteran is not just turning everything into a bullet sponge for 10% more XP like a lot of people think. But I'm not even going to argue about it. If you're here for achievements, leave it off. Let's get underway. For those of you who have seen a few of my series before, this is going to be very similar. This is a very suitable character for a first character through the game, but I am going to assume a little bit of knowledge. I'm not going to go through every single bit of how to play your character and what all the things are. I'm also not going to be letting the cutscenes run. There are 2 cutscenes. I've already skipped one of them. When we get to the other one, I will be skipping that as well. And I will not be reading lore or waiting for quest NPCs to say their lines. Okay. We are taking Spirit straight out of the gate. We're going to be getting 5 points in Spirit, and then we will be putting everything into Physique after that. Okay. I just pushed the wrong button. As far as skills go, we're obviously taking Soldier. 1 point in the bar, 2 points in Force Wave. Set Force Wave on your right click or wherever you prefer. If you want to have it on button number 2 and then just left click things and use button number 2 for Force Wave, that works fine. Whatever's most comfortable for you. You are going to be pressing it a lot, so having it on button number 2 might not be a bad idea. Now this happens sometimes. This particular road is blocked. We will just have to go around. Our first order of business, I guess, after taking the soldier class and getting our main attack, is we need a two-handed sword. And there is a single spot in this house where you can always get a two-handed sword, and it is Hevel's greatsword. Now yours might not be charged, or, you know, might not have Thunderstruck or whatever other affix on it. It might just be Hevel's greatsword. That's fine, just pick it up and use it. It'll be whatever. We'll use this for 5 levels, and then we'll get something better. Now, as far as the skill itself goes, there are 2 kind of preferred methods, I guess you'd call them, of leveling Force Wave. And I'll just kill this first, and then we'll explain. And also, we've just hit level 3, so we have some skill points to spend. Okay. So, for this level, we're putting 3 points in the bar, 1 point in Spirit. We're not up to 5 yet, so we're going to keep pumping that. I'm going to throw all the white items on the ground because I don't want them. Now then, Force Wave. The 2 kind of accepted, and I'm doing air quotes there, the 2 kind of accepted ways to level Force Wave are these 2. Firstly, you put 1 or, 3 or 4, a handful of points in Force Wave, and you rush for Rending Force and Internal Trauma. These will give you extra damage, and they will not increase the energy cost of the skill. If you do what I'm going to do, and pump Force Wave early, you will get much more damage, but you may have to use an energy potion in Act 1. If that's not something you want to do, then leave this at 1 or 2, pump your bar, and put it in there. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, you're going to max this entire line out anyway. I don't care about having to use energy potions. If that's something you want to avoid, then by all means use the other leveling route. You'll just have to modify the skill points as you go. Not a big deal. The other thing we will be doing... no, I'll explain that when we get to level 4. That's fine. Now, Force Wave as a skill has a handful of ways you can kind of scale it. The first and easiest way is to just get a better weapon. Force Wave does damage based on your weapon, so if you have a look here, it has 102% main hand damage. Basically means every single person you hit with that wave is getting hit by your sword, and then also has 26 to 39 flat physical damage added to it, and a chance to stun them. So Force Wave is an area spell, which brings us to the second way you can scale Force Wave, and that is spell speed, cast speed. You can't get any benefit at all to Force Wave from attack speed. So any weapon you look at that says it has plus 42 DPS on it, have a look at the stats on it. If it has attack speed, take that number with a grain of salt, because that number is based on left clicking, on auto attacking. It's not based on casting Force Wave at them. The second way you can scale Force Wave is by getting percent or flat physical damage on items. And the third way, or the fourth way I guess, is just putting more skill points in. So level 4, 1 point in the bar, and now we get access to 1, 2, 3, 4 skills that we want. This one is easy. This makes Force Wave a spamming skill. You do want this, so I'm going to take that one. And Menhir's Will, because we are playing on hardcore, I'm pretty sure it's actually physically impossible to die at this point. But with Menhir's Will, when you get low, you will start regenerating, you will get a large healing effect applied to you, and it just makes it extremely unlikely. I won't say impossible, because there'll be someone who goes out there and does it somehow. But it's very unlikely that you are going to be able to kill yourself when you have that skill. I'm not saying try. I don't want you to prove me wrong, but that will help keep you alive. As long as we're here as well, let me clear this out, and then I'm going to go over some UI changes you should have a look at. You can decide if you want to do these or not. It is entirely up to you. Okay, also 5 points in spirit, then we start on physique. So, in your loot filter, turn white items off. Leave the yellow ones on. Even if you're not going to use any of them, you need the bits from them for crafting the components we're going to use later. And always show double res. I would be very surprised if this becomes relevant before the end of normal difficulty, but it can happen. Double res are, well, it's exactly what's said in the name, it's double rare. So they're very unlikely to happen, but if they do, you want to see them. This yellow triangle down here, make your minimap bigger. Bigger is better, so we want that bigger. The other thing in the options menu, auto loot materials, make sure this is on. This will save you from RSI. Basically, we'll have your character vacuum up any components and potions and stuff that you walk near. You want this on. For keybinds, I have energy potion and health potion on E and Q. This will free up these 2 hotbar spaces if you need them. I have pickup bound to the R key. You can put it wherever you like. This basically will just pick up an item that you're standing near. This again will save you from RSI. And the other one I'm going to recommend is toggle hide all items. This one will allow you to see what's going on when you, for example, pop a totem and you kill 7 elite monsters and they cover the floor in items. Well, you need to be able to turn that off so you can see what's going on. Right, let's go say hi to Kaizog. Now, normally Kaizog is the first real challenge for a veteran character. Kaizog is not a challenge on normal mode. Kaizog is a bit of a joke. With that said, however, what you want to do is you want to clear out his friends. Specifically, there is one soldier with him who you want to kill. So that's going to be this guy right here, Rotting Soldier. Make sure you kill him. He has one big wind-up attack. And then after that, it shouldn't matter, but if you want to, when he summons his green zombie, which should be here in a second, you can go ahead and target that one down as well. He's gone with summoning just generic ones, so I'm not worried about them at all. You'll notice my health bar is barely even budging. And we just kill him. This is going to be a fixture of a lot of the bosses on normal. We stand, we tank, we force wave them down. And the good thing about Kaizog is when he dies, everything he summoned also dies. So, chuck on any yellow items where you don't already have them. Make sure you're using these when you get them. And let's have a look at our belt. This one has more armor, and it also has some spirit and defensive ability. I don't really care about that so much. What I do care about is that the other one has the of renewal suffix on it. You want to get of renewal on as many items as you can in Act 1. A lot of people right now are screaming at their screen, but what about physical damage? I don't care. Look at our damage, okay? Force Wave, 23 to 43. What sort of physical damage are you getting on an item? 8, 9%? Were you going to add, like, what, +1 damage? It doesn't matter. Get renewal, make yourself invincible. With that in mind, level 5, 1 point in the bar, we're going to take military conditioning and fighting spirit. These are passives. This one just gives you more physique and more health, so more health and more health. This one has a chance of activating whenever you attack things, whenever you get hit rather, and this will give you more damage and higher crit chance and hit chance, both of which are things that we want. And from this point forward, the general idea behind spending any of our skill points is going to be 1 point per level in the mastery bar, and then have a look. Are there any new passives or any passives that I want that I don't already have? Get them. No passives, put it all into Force Wave. That's it. Right, devotion points. Devotion points are going to be fun. So you remember how I was saying you want as much renewal as you can get on your gear to make yourself invincible? Our first devotion is going to be the lizard. Why? Health regeneration. Health regeneration, move speed. Flat health, percent increase of health regeneration, and increase healing effects. Now, when you are low level, health regeneration is ridiculously powerful. If you can get 5 items of renewal, you can be looking at 100 hit points per second. If you add the lizard on top of that, and maybe you get a couple of components that also give you increased regeneration, you can get enough regeneration that you can stand in the Act 1 boss's face, not move, and never see your health bar go below like 90%. So that is our defensive setup for Act 1. We get regeneration, that's it. We just stack regeneration, and anything with more armor, we put that on. The only things we don't take off are going to be items that have regeneration on them. And even then, it's kind of semi-optional. There are 2, maybe 3 MIs that we're interested in Act 1. One of them is coming up in the Whitemire. That would be Milton Hart's hat. We want a level 12 version of that helmet. And the other item is the Shambler's Medal, which will be in the... is it the Forgotten Passage or the Sunken Passage? I can't remember the name of the place. And here's Pharos the Rotted. So here is the second tactic you can use for bosses that are a little bit scary, or in Pharos' case, not scary, but just really, really tanky. You walk up to them so they spawn, and you run away. That's it. You run away. We'll come back and we'll kill him in 3 or 4 levels, and he'll die in 5 seconds instead of a minute. So, Boots of Haste. You definitely want to get yourself a pair of boots with some move speed on it. Just covering ground faster allows you to dodge attacks easier, and more importantly is going to speed up your act completion time. I'm not going to focus as much, or anywhere near as much actually, on going faster as I normally would. This build is no fun allowed, we're here for the achievements. That's it. Okay, level 6. 1 point in the bar. Are there any passives that I want? No, I've already got them. Everything into Force Wave. That is how we handle leveling up from here on out. Make sure when you are killing Slith, or when you see Slith, you kill them rather. We want their necklaces for the quest. The Slith ring is going to be, assuming we don't get a better drop, is going to be our ring of choice until Elite, when we will replace it with another Slith ring. Okay, checking the armor on this. The same armor. I don't care about energy regen, but this has physique, so we're going to chuck that on. Spirit, we're up to 5 now. I didn't spend that when I hit level 6, but we're up to 5, so now every single point we get from now until level 100, all of it goes into physique. Physique will give us defensive ability and also the most health. And we have the, where is it? Military conditioning. We'll be getting more points into this, but this will scale our physique by a percentage. It's the only way that I'm aware of in the game, aside from the occasional affix. It's the only real way to scale your physique. So if you want a tanky build, generally speaking, you want a soldier. So this is the White Mire Rift. These rotting ember guards, as well as any kind of rotting soldiers, do have an attack where they charge at you, do a massive wind-up, big swing, and if it connects, it will hurt. Even in normal difficulty, it will still hurt, so be aware of that, dodge it if you can. But this is still normal at the end of the day. Once again, our game plan for most things is to stand still and force wave. Which, yes, I'm aware it's not the most exciting game plan, but again, no fun allowed. We're here for the achievements. Okay, next up we have another one of the zombies. This one, Julius the Decayed. Let's have a look, see how much damage we do. I think we're hitting a tree. Okay, his health bar is barely moving. He can't really hurt us. We're just going to walk away. Milton, if he's in this building, it's going to be very inconvenient to fight both of those zombies at the same time. You can do it though. Definitely not in keeping with the spirit of this guide though. If you get both of the zombies, just run away. Okay, is Milton here? Milton is indeed here. So we have both of them. We just run away. One of them will stop chasing us, and then we kill the other one. Or at this point, if you wanted to, you could just keep running until they both stop chasing you, and then you can come back later and kill them once you have some better gear. I am just going to kill Milton Hart. The good thing about being a soldier in normal difficulty Act 1 is you can just hold right click and eventually he'll die. And as you can see with my health bar, back at full again, I don't have any lifesteal yet. This is just based off that one regeneration item and whatever skill points I have. Not the most exciting, but he's going to go down. He also has the Many as Will skill that we have. He's just had his triggered though, so when he gets down to 33%, so like now-ish, it's not going to heal him again. Hopefully I can kill him before he gets the heal back. There he goes. Now he did not drop... Yes he did. He did drop his helmet. Okay. Shroud of Readiness is fine. Whatever it drops, it doesn't matter. Just pick it up. We're going to use that helmet. And the things we want on this is the top two lines, the 10% extra damage to Aether Corruptions and Ethereals, and the Aether Resistance. Plus 3 to Blitz is, you know, nice to have. The skill recharge on Blitz is nice to have, but the rest of it doesn't matter. We just want the Aether Resistance, extra damage to Ethereals. Now I've got 5 points in Spirit, so we go to Physique. We put 1 point in the bar, no new passives, I've got all the old ones that I want, put it in Force Wave. Really, really simple. Because we have more points in Force Wave now, we've got a bit more damage, so we can go back and kill the other zombies. Lightning Zombie here. He's decided he's going to ignore me until he gets right back to where he lives. And this is going to be similar to Milton Hart, where we stand still and Force Wave. This is a good time to have Force Wave on button number 2 instead of on your mouse hand. You can just hold button number 2 down, or 1 or 8 or wherever you want to put it. I do recommend having it on the hotbar as well as on your mouse button, just for occasions like this. Now, I don't want to give you the wrong idea. This is not going to be how most boss fights look. This is just early, because we have only the very first two-handed weapon we found. I haven't found another one. You could potentially have a much better weapon than me. It's just a matter of what did you find, and for me, I didn't find anything. Around about the time when you kill Milton Hart, you want to come back to town, do all of these turn-ins, say yes, of course, I will go find your missing apprentice for sure. That one skill point, we put it into Force Wave. and we are going to sell all of the yellow items that we're not going to use. I am going to keep my use of blue items to a minimum. I'm only going to use blue items that drop that are really good for the build, and purple items that drop that are really good for the build, and only until I find the MIs that are going in that slot. So from level 65 onwards, I will probably not use purples in my chest, shoulders, or helmet. I'm not going to say I won't use them, but yeah, we will have MIs for them. There will be a bit of purple item use. It's just, it is how it is. Now, when you're shopping for an item, for a weapon early on, Superior is really good. It adds flat physical damage. If you remember earlier, I said Alacrity is worthless for this build. 10% attack speed does nothing for us. This is also going to be quite expensive, so I'm not going to buy it. What I am going to do, though, is type in Renew. Nothing. Regeneration, gold bands, I believe. Oh, mending is also another one. Okay. This ring is really good. 2,000. It is a little bit pricey for only 14. Realistically, I want one with 20 or more, which is going to be renewal. So I'm not going to buy that. We have a lot of crafting to do. Around level 15, we're going to need a lot of bits. Okay. This amulet is better than a bag of salt, so we put that on. We've already got our 5 in spirit, 1 in physique. 1 point in the bar, no new passives, 2 into force wave. And we keep doing that forever. Or at least until level 38 when we are done with Soldier. Or at least the first part of Soldier. Right, let's go grab our yellows that we left on the floor. Again, we are going to be doing... we are going to be picking up yellows for a little while. At least until Act 2. And... okay, I know that I can do this totem. I'm not doing it. We don't touch totems until at least Act 2. And we don't do ancient totems until probably Elite. The ancient ones are the scary ones. You do not want to do those. This amulet has total speed. This is a really good amulet. The 7% Ellie res on the other one, the 10 health regen, the 8% health, that's all really nice. Going faster is nice as well. And we will have regeneration from other sources, and I will probably end up replacing that amulet with, well, not probably, I am going to replace that amulet with the one from the Shambler in not too long anyway. Okay, that was still not a two-handed upgrade, so that's unfortunate. I actually thought that was going to be a two-hander. Okay, serrated spikes are good to have. If you see bugs, kill a few of them. I think you need 2 of these for the components you're going to make. Same deal with the scavenge plating. We will need a few of those. And there is a claw. I think it's severed claw. We will need 3 of those to craft our leveling weapon component. So Negan the Withered is the 3rd of the 3 elemental zombies we need for a quest. And he should go down quicker than the other 2, because we have more levels. Vigorous of Protection, we can have a look at what that ring is. New chest, yep, that's got more armor. It does have +2 to raise skeletons, but we don't need that. More armor, more better. And the ring, I guess, was auto-equipped. So we got some energy regen, some health. Good stuff. Okay. Ordinarily, I'd be telling you to turn yellow items off now. We're not going to do that. This build is going to use a lot more crafting at level 15 than I normally would. So we're going to not do that. Also, normally I don't bother with the quest for Isaac's stash. This time, however, we are going to get Isaac's stash because we want the shoulders, because I haven't found another pair yet. And as long as we're heading out there to get the quest, we may as well get XP for it. So we come in here and get the quest. There is also some cultists to kill, a book to pick up, or a lore note rather, so more free XP. And these cultists have not yet learned how to use chaos damage, so they are throwing poison at you. Isaac, yes, I will find it. I will take your shoulders and I will use them for 3 levels until they become worthless. Okay, so we picked up our first rare item. Or I guess it's maybe our 3rd or 4th, depending on what you count. This has the same armor. It has 13% physical damage. Let me show you what 13% physical damage does. 125 to 220. Almost nothing. The rest of the stuff on this are kind of nice to haves, but I don't care. I want my movement speed. If you prefer, you can take the those other rares. A lot of the gearing in this guide is going to be up to what you prefer. For me, a little bit of movement speed is definitely worth 13% physical damage. Okay, we can now take the rift back to the Boggy Bank Rift Gate. So heading west from this Rift Gate, there are 3 things we're interested in. One is any slith that happens to be blue. We are racist against blue snakes. They all must die because they have necklaces. We need to get 3 necklaces at least. If you can get 9, great, but you need 3. The rest of the slith we don't really care about. You can kill them, you can ignore them, up to you. And we are also interested in this cave entrance. In this cave is a devotion shrine. This will get us some more regeneration. And as I said, our defenses in Act 1 are going to be mostly regeneration. Also, level 9, 1 point in the bar. We have new passive skills, but we don't use a shield, so we don't need that one. We don't use a shield, so we don't need that one. We do want Blitz, so we do want that one. That's going to be our movement skill. We're not using Blade Arc, so we don't need that one. And I guess now's a good time to talk about what's called a WPS, a weapon proc skill. You'll notice the orange text on this says can activate with default weapon attacks. Same with this one, can activate with all default weapon attacks. You'll notice on Cadence, this says when used as your default weapon attack. Force Wave does not say it's a default weapon attack. That's because it isn't. Force Wave is a spell. You cannot trigger these with Force Wave, so we don't want them. So we have all of the passives we want from this line. We've already got 1 point in Blitz. The other point goes in Force Wave. Make sure you put Blitz on whatever button you prefer for your movement skill. And as always, 1 point in Physic. Here's our Desecrated Shrine. We fight for this one. Again, we are racist against the blue ones, so we kill them first. It just also happens that the blue ones are the most dangerous because they have cold spells and they will slow you down. Bone Snap Gavel says plus 53 DPS if equipped. Doesn't have attack speed on it. Looks really, really good. There's 2 problems with it. 1, it's level 14. 2, it's one-handed. We're not using that. Let's see if we can't make a little bit more room here. Okay, we would lose armor, we would lose physique, not interested. That's a rifle, lovely. We'll go ahead and take that. Now, like I said, we are doing the lizard first. We're getting health regeneration and 15% constitution. We ignore constitution, that is a dead stat. The whole point of this is to get to the Kraken. The Kraken is a ton of damage. You need to use a 2-handed weapon for all of this, but this is a lot of damage, a lot of casting speed, and a decent amount of health. This is what we're rushing for. To get there, we need the Lizard and 1 point in Crossroads Blue, and we are going to take the Fox. So the Fox is some stats, some bleeding damage, some bleeding resistance, and more stats. And then this is the one we actually want from this node. This is more bleeding damage, which we don't really care about. It's nice, but we are here for the 6% of attack damage converted to health. That is leech. And that's what we're here for. Okay, let's go get our shoulders, since we don't currently have any. And the other thing we need to get is an empty inventory. So we'll be heading back to town after we get these shoulders. And I'm going to ignore that weapon. I'm really hoping for a two-handed weapon that's better than this one. If I don't get one, I may have to buy it, which I don't want to do because 2,000 iron bits, or maybe even more than that, is actually a lot, considering how many we are actually going to need. Okay, Soldier's Fleshbound Tome. This is what we're here for. We did get the XP as well, but we are here for that pair of shoulders. These are not amazing shoulders, but they do usually come with, I think they always come with physical damage retaliation, and they're decent-ish for low levels, so we're going to use those for a bit. What else did we get? That's an amulet. That is a lot more armor, but again, it's a caster chest. We don't have enough stats to use it. Okay. We are done here. Let's head back to town. And it does look like I'm going to have to buy a new weapon. And we can turn this quest in. No, we can't. Which one did I miss? Oh, Pharos, of course. We ran past him, so as we can come back later and crush him in seconds. Alright. Do we have renewal yet? We do not. And let's have a look at two-handed weapons. So something like this would be okay. The Scorching doesn't really help, because we don't do fire damage. Tarnished of Ruin would be quite decent. If I could get Superior of Ruin, that would be amazing. Puncturing of Ruin is okay. What else we got? Not enough physique for these. This one here is 145. Alright. I'm going to buy this, and we'll use it once we get to the next level. And we are going to go and kill Pharos. We still have the same weapon. However, we have about 7 points more in the Force Wave skill. So he should go down very quickly, very easily. Now, I'd like to be able to say that I didn't kill those, so as I could use them to blitz and cover the ground quicker, but I just didn't go that way. Okay, Pharos the Rotted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 attacks, and he's down. Bolt action, buckler, mace, so he still didn't drop as a new weapon, which is unfortunate. Okay, we'll turn this quest in. Now, something I like to do when I'm not sure how much scrap and such that I'm going to have is, well, actually, I'm not going to do it now. So we need to talk to Barnabas and give him the scrap. The next thing I'm doing is I'm saving up 6 scrap, and I'm going to repair the bridge. And then that way, I'm not going to get into the situation like I might have done in testing, where I've spent all this money on getting really nice components, and then I can't afford to fix the bridge. So, with that said, we'll call this the end of Act 1. We'll call this the end of Episode 1 as well. It's not the end of Act 1. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.